All right, just like to call this meeting of the Rome City Council to order at 6 p.m. on Thursday, June the 12th. We have a quorum of council members present. At this time, I would ask if you would like to give us the invitation, sir.
Let's pray. Tonight we claim your promise, dear Father, found in Matthew 28:20, that you will always be with us. So we thank you for your presence here, and we seek your wisdom and guidance for the well-being of our community. May our discussions be marked by respect, open-mindedness, and a sincere desire to find the common good. We ask for your blessing on our work, that we may leave this meeting having served you and our community with integrity. We ask these things in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. All right. All right, at this time, do we have any public comments?
Yes.
All right. Moving on, announcements from mayor and council members. Like to note to everybody that this coming Saturday, June 14th, will be Splash Days. It will be held in the city park, not at up here at the fire station like we usually do. It will be at the city park. It starts at 10 o'clock, I believe. Yep. All right, on Saturday. We will have an open house and the fire truck for open house for the new city hall and the fire truck wedding on June the 28th from 10 to 12. That's June the 28th from 10 to 12. And City Hall will be closed on June 19th for Juneteenth holiday. The next council meeting will be June 26th at 6 p.m. Are there any other announcements? None, Kurt. Moving on. For the consent agenda, do I have a motion to approve? Correction, item number B, we need to pull and table that for the next meeting. Item number B under the consent agenda.
What about the minutes? Are they in here?
They should be, I got them.
Yes, they're shown under item A.
Item A.
Yeah, I have not had a chance to read them.
Could you want to pull those as well? We can include them on our meeting on the 26th. They went out this afternoon under email, but I know some folks have been at work, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to pull it.
All right. Let's pull A and B and move to the 26th. All right, do we have a motion to approve item C and D of the consent agenda?
Make a motion to approve items C and D of the consent agenda.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, thank you very much. Moving on to the monthly staff reports. Man, I believe you and Jesus had some reports.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna let Mr. Dominguez go to the microphone first, and then I'll follow it up.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. I have some things I want to update you on and give some give y'all some, I guess, positive news in a sense. So I have completed our consumer confidence report for 2024. That is just going to be our yearly samplings of our drinking water. And inside that report, you can find on the website under Public Works, and our water loss has been taken down from it was first 19% water loss, 22, 23 was 17, and this year we got it down to 6.52%.
That's pretty dang good.
There's a lot of work behind the scenes of chasing down meters that we didn't know were not in the system. Fire department's been using meters to keep up with their use. And we've been reaching out to other local fire departments. If they do use a fire hydrant, they're welcome to it. Just kind of help us with accountability. And then tracking down non-authorized use, which we haven't had much of, but it's still there, it still happens. But we have tightened that down pretty good.
That's awesome. That's a big reduction.
So give a little update on the bond projects as well. CDBG project on the side for well six, the tank is up, it's fully built, but we are still waiting on the water softener, which is the main portion of the project for the well to come online. So once that comes in, was given a deadline of July, end of July, but hopefully, that comes in quick and we'll be back up and running on that well.
You're talking about the one under the old water tower that we've been.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right behind the old city hall. And then, our other projects. So the west plant, the plant has gone out for bid and we had some I had a preliminary meeting today. So hopefully, we get that tightened up and secured and, we're working on that end. The sewer tank, the sanitary sewer line replacement and the well drillings, we're still working on those final design. There's still a few more steps. But I'm hopeful here in July, we get a big update from Kinley Horn and we tighten that up and go out for bids here, hopefully within a month or so. And, one more topic is our sewer plant. So I had a TCEQ inspection, February, May 29th, was that 2 weeks ago? TCEQ came out and did a physical inspection of our west plant. It's the plant we're replacing. We had a couple of violations, nothing major. We got it all fixed up. I explained to them the matters we're in of replacing not only the sewer plant, but the clay tower replacement lines to help address the whole issue overall. And they were comfortable with versus the better state of saying, oh, we're trying to fix it. We finally have results in and they have it logged in their system. So I'm hopeful this helps the overall situation of fines and everything else. I know they still got to do their part, but now we have something to back fines and everything else. So it's a great investment that the city addressed the issue and we're just got to get there. We're almost there.
Good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So I do have a question.
Yes,
The 6.2% water loss that we've come up to, will it get even better after the lines are fixed? Are we losing?
That is not the same thing,
Oh,
but
okay.
that's a sewer line, but on another topic, I am still working on more stuff for our water and I do expect our numbers to get even better. It's just a matter of tracking down a few more items that I would say I need some more verification on, hands-on and see where our water loss is still coming out of. I know we got a couple of tanks, as you all know, that are still leaking and that's gonna be a little bit of a problem, but I expect the numbers to come down.
Thank you.
I'd
Appreciate
also
it.
like to add something that he hasn't quite tooted his horn well enough on, is in the midst of all of this. He and his staff team have been instrumental in moving the facility and getting the new facility ready, from getting plumbing scheduled, getting electrical scheduled, getting contractors on site, working to open the building at odd hours and odd days so that people could come in and wax and seal the floor. Making sure that he's working with the contractor on the ramp systems and the road base and using the skid steer that we invested in. Their department has done a Herculean effort in the past 3 weeks to make sure that this has been a smooth and seamless transition. And on top of that, his team has also replaced 50 to 60 endpoints that were not functioning well. So we are now almost fully back in with functioning endpoints on our system that Julie is just absolutely thrilled about. They also have scheduled some street sign replacement for stop signs and other things in various parts of the city. So they're doing all their daily work and putting in the extra effort to really step it up and do the extra things that have been needed. And then we had the added surprise this week of one of our technicians went over and opened a meter box and found a beehive and had kind of hoof it out of there pretty quickly. And so we're still working with someone who can come in and potentially relocate that hive because that could be a nuisance. But it's been an interesting week for him, and our hats off to Jesus and his team, because one thing you'll have to see in the back in the evidence room, they have taken a Connex box and completely rebuilt that for PD use. Insulation, electricity, they installed an air conditioner in it, so they've done an excellent job.
And you now have an office to work out of.
He does.
Yes, I do. Thank y'all for that.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So just to bring you up to date on a couple of little things staff have been working on, you'll remember that council authorized the removal of the $2.99 online payment fee from our STW system for water billing. And boy, did that sound easier to say than to do. So I have to take my hat off to Julie and team and Brooke for her work on helping Julie get this accomplished. Julie actually had to physically go in and refund the $2.99 in the system because we could not figure out, nor would the system accommodate any other way than for those that paid online. She went in and had to hand do those, but we are now up and running. The system is functioning like it should. So I would really encourage people, because we do not have a drop box like we used to in the door. I would really encourage them to pay online for their water bill because it is free to do that and it will make their life a little bit easier. Plus, they won't have to come up here yet and try and figure out where to park and where not. I still have people that are parking out on School Road, head in, instead of coming in and parking in our little area. So we're going to get some signage up, but I'd like to thank her and team for all their work on that. Just in general, the building move went about as smoothly as any as I've ever seen. The movers came in on Thursday. They came in and they moved everything in and we were closed for a few days. We got all the computer team that you all authorized the funds for did an excellent job getting all the drop points and all the hookups and the phones back in and ready to go. And so, I would say Monday of this week. My goodness, that was our first day in that building. We've done a lot since then. It was as seamless as it could be. People could come in and take care of their business and staff could find all the documents and their papers, all their computers, all their phones work, printers, et cetera. So my hat's off to the entirety of the staff team for making that happen. In the same timeframe, you will recall that we had an RFQ out for engineering services. So Jesus and Brooke and I have been in interviews for 3 days this week. We've interviewed 6 different firms. So we're not letting any grass grow under our feet on a lot of these projects that we have now that we have a conference room in a place where we can host these type of meetings, et cetera. So we will bring to council at our next meeting on the 26th, the recommendation on engineering firms and let you all make that final decision from there. So it's been a very productive 30 days and I'm very proud of the team and I'm very proud of what we now have to operate out of on behalf of the Rome citizens. And I do hope that as many as are listening or who can come to our open house and our fire truck wedding on the 28th, please do. It's going to be fun. We'll have some little refreshments. We will squirt the fire truck down with some water hoses and or squirt guns for the kids. And then we'll dry it all off and we'll push it in. And then we'll give tours of the new municipal complex that council graciously allocated for staff to work out of. So thank you so much.
All looking good, moving forward. All right, there's no other reports. Let's move on to the regular agenda. Item number 1, discussion and review. We have a message from the Meals on Wheels Wise County.
So thank you. If you all would step to the mic there and make sure that the little button is pushed on the side so you can be heard easier. No, I think that's on yet. Push it.
Let's try that.
There you go. Perfect.
If I'd have looked at the green light, I would have known that. So anyway, I apologize. My voice is, I've been speaking a lot lately, so you'll have to bear with me. But thank you so much, council, mayor. I know you guys have a very important job. You got a lot of things going on, especially here in Rome with all the explosive growth that you're going to be dealing with. So my hat's off to you. I live in Decatur, but my family is originally from Rome. My grandparents had a tractor dealership here back in the 1930s and 40s. So and back when Rome had its own high school, and probably won't be that much longer before you get your own high school again. So it's interesting to watch they come full circle. But I am here to talk about Meals on Wheels. And just so you know, we are giving a similar presentation to every city, town, anybody that'll talk to us. We're facing the same issues that a lot of charitable organizations are, and that is our funding being cut. And so because of that, we've got to be more creative and we've got to bring more awareness. And so I'm here for 2 reasons. First one is to bring awareness to our organization. Meals on Wheels of Wise County, it's been around since 1979. We deliver meals to homebound seniors. Most of them are wheelchair, bedridden. None of them are driving.
we see it in our families where families take care of the elderly in most cases. But a lot of these people don't have families and have been forgotten, for whatever reason, health, financial, just don't have any resources. So while we are unfortunately not able to fix a lot of the poverty issues, what we can do is make sure they get good, nutritious meals and delivered directly to their homes. And that's what we do. Countywide, we deliver about over 3,000 meals a month. We also are dealing, and again, this is all four corners of the county. Here in Rome, we looked at the numbers, and I think in 2024, we helped about 122 seniors here just in Rome. And then we are currently, and that's different types of services. Sometimes it's a meal, and sometimes it's a ride, sometimes it's a lot of things. We have a lot of volunteers. I'm on the board of Meals on Wheels, but I'm also a volunteer, and I also drive a route every week to get these meals to these people. And until, you drive around some of these county roads and you see kind of a dilapidated house, but you don't know the story behind it. And I wouldn't have known the story had I not personally gone and delivered these meals to these people. And their stories are heartbreaking. And, like I said, you can't fix these are very systemic issues that there's not a lot you can do, but you can be a friend, you can be somebody that cares, you can also alert people if you see something that is abuse or someone who, these people, the only people they see all week is the driver that drives their meals to them. So I'm tugging on your heartstrings a little bit, but I need you to understand that there is a big problem here in Wise County. We see a lot of the prosperity, and there's more and more coming all the time. I mean, the talk of the HEB, you're going to go, wow, this is probably going to be the next South Lake or next Argyle. And while that may happen down the road, right now we have very pressing poverty and hunger issues. So we're trying to do our part, but as I mentioned, that we have had our funding cut. And so what we're doing is we're going to we made this speech to almost every city council now. We've still got a few left to do, as you're going through your budgeting process, and I say, as you're budgeting here, coming up here, July, August, is that okay? That's what most of the cities are. We're asking that, whatever, we're not going to put a dollar amount. I mean, if it's $1,000, that's all the city can afford, then hey, we will take every dollar. With some of the larger ones like Bridgeport, Decatur, we're asking for $10,000 or more. So all we do is ask is that look deep in your hearts. We are serving seniors right here in Rome. And in order to continue those, and we don't want to turn anybody down. The last thing we want to do is that we've had to make a few cuts. We used to deliver 6 frozen meals and a hot meal every week, and we've had to cut that back to 4 frozen meals. And I'll tell you, these are not huge meals, but they are enough nutrition to get these people through the week. And like I said, sometimes this is the only food they've got all week. So we're trying to bring awareness to the situation and for you to be thinking, what financially can the city of Rome do? And I know you've got pressing issues like every other city. We get it. But if there is anything that you can do, we certainly would appreciate that. And there's also, I don't know, Debbie, if you want to, and I'm sorry, this is Debbie Bounds. I should have introduced her in the beginning. She's the one that is setting up all these meetings. But we are also asking, and I'll give you one of these, you can look at these. So it's a QR code, and I am not technologically savvy. I'll be honest with you, but I've even figured out how to do this. But with this, you can personally donate. But we're also asking every restaurant, and if you know people in the restaurant business here in Rome or in the county, to put at some sort of you can put it by their cash register, they can put it in their window. And as people see these, these meals cost $8.80. And if you just sponsor one meal, that's a meal that, that is taken care of for that week. So anyway, appreciate your time. If you have any questions or anybody has anything they want to add to that, happy to answer anything you might have. Okay. Well, again, thank you for your time and thank you for your consideration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item number 2 on the regular agenda, Police Department policy updates. It's your turn.
This is still on here. It's all right. Good evening, Mayor and Council. You should have in your agenda 4 different policies for the police department. 3 of these policies are mandated by TCOL. They're pretty much things that we do already, where we just have to submit policies to them, outlining how we're gonna do them, make sure that they're in compliance with equal standards. Those are the investigation of misconduct allegation, the maintenance of personnel files, and hiring procedures. Should also have a fourth policy, which is internal affairs. All that is an amendment to our existing internal affairs policy. I think when we covered a week before last, we talked about the accreditation process. And with that process, they updated it in 2025. So some of the policies that we have don't comply with the new standards. So we're going through all of those policies. On this particular one right here, all we did was streamline several policies that were spread out through our entire book and condensed it into one on how we'll handle internal investigations. You have any questions? But
Council may recall this was in your packet at our last meeting and I did not attach all of the documents. And so we are simply bringing it back for approval and review. The accreditation process is pretty stringent and is really considered best practices, as some of you on council already know. And so we are bringing that forward just for approval so that the chief can implement and move that forward. The accreditation process is part of our agreement with the city of Decatur for dispatch services that we pursue that within 2 years. So he's getting a good head start on things.
Any discussion? If not, do I have a motion to approve implementation?
I make a motion to authorize the police chief to implement policy changes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
I
I thank you.
thank you, council.
All right, moving on to item number 3. We have the sixth amendment to the development agreement with PNB Rolling B and Land LP.
Thank you, Mayor. We do have a representative from PMB on hand who can speak to this and answer any questions. I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. My name is Sam Buholtz. I'm representing PMB tonight. By way of background, we have a development agreement with the city of Rome to develop Rolling B Ranch in your ETJ. Part of that development is that in 30 years, we will annex, and part of it governs the actual lot development in the meantime. What we have today is a recently completed phase. The lots have been finished, the infrastructure is developed, and the home builder is commencing building the homes. This amendment releases that property from the development agreement, but keeps the annexation requirement. This is just a request from the builder. Frankly, other phases, the builders have not requested to be released. This one is the second time this builder has requested it. We did so in phase 1. And all of the important stuff that still persists through this amendment.
So what's the purpose of the release from the builder?
This builder is particularly careful and frankly, it's just a legal department being overly cautious. We would not have asked for this on our own, and we have not in other phases. We have reviewed it. We don't believe that there is any danger of them doing anything that's outside of the development agreement. All the infrastructure is in place on the ground today. This is just something that they insist upon and have done in the past.
Who's the developer?
The builder is Dior.
I will also let council know that Carvin has reviewed this and he's not here this evening. He did have one minor change that PMB has already addressed and taken care of, just as it related to, I believe it was the building codes. Is that correct, Sam?
Yeah,
That
it was a verbiage change.
yeah, that it was included, and rather than cause people to go, oh, it's included and look for it, it just is referenced now, so.
So you said some builders, they want this release and then some builders don't.
It's just that they don't care because they believe the same as we do that the rights that are being disregarded in this amendment actually no longer apply anyways. It's just getting them out of the picture.
Okay, so there's no difference between the release for one builder and us not doing it for the others. There's
There's nothing that's going to happen that would not have happened had we not released it.
right.
Yeah.
It has a pretty stringent developers agreement in RBR, and they have met those requirements as we've gone along. And as I said, Carbon, just didn't give Carbon any heartburn, so that makes me feel better on our behalf.
Last
Yeah,
year,
he did review. it
Carbon
before we
reviewed
brought
it, approved it, and we have done this exact same thing, 2 years ago
Yeah.
when they finished their first phase. Further questions?
Is there any other discussion? All right, do I have a motion to approve or deny the preliminary plat?
I make a motion to approve the Sixth Amendment to the PNB Rolling B Land LP Development Agreement.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor, thank you. All right, moving on to the preliminary plat for the Rhome Townhome.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an item that has been reviewed at our last meeting on Monday evening by the Planning and Zoning Commission, of which Mr. Knight is the chair member of that commission. And this simply lays out where on the property the development will occur. It is a preliminary plat. You will see the final as we go through. This item has also been reviewed by our city planner and our city engineer, and any questions that they had on this development have been addressed. This one is within our city limits, and we are just trying to keep this project moving for Mr. Sahihi just a little bit quicker so that hopefully he can go vertical this year. So it's pretty straightforward.
Is there any discussion? If no discussion, do I have a motion to approve or deny?
I make a motion to approve the preliminary plat for the Rome Townhome Project.
All right, do I have a second?
Second that.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Again, we will have a discussion and action on the preliminary plat for a Gonzalez property.
Thank you, Mayor. This one is a little bit different. This is actually in the ETJ, so this is more of a ministerial role that our city council plays on behalf of the county. This is a larger tract, and there is a map in your packet. They are simply segregating off 2 acres of this property in order to potentially put it on the market for sale. This has also been reviewed by our city planner and our city engineer, and they don't have any questions or concerns that need to be addressed. So staff recommends approval.
Any discussion? Not, do I have a motion to approve or deny?
I make a motion to approve the preliminary plat for the Gonzalez property to separate approximately 2 acres from the original parcel of land.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Thank you. Moving on to item number 5, or correction, item number 6. The release of the certificate of convenience and necessity for area near US Highway 287 in Newark. That would be the CCM for Newark.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm gonna have Mr. Dominguez join in this conversation, and he can probably answer some of the more technical aspects. But to boil it down, this is a piece of property that is well beyond any location that we have any service lines to, and they have requested a release. They are adjacent to 2 properties in Newark or in the general Newark area that are currently being served by Aqua Texas. So unless the city is interested in investing in our water line and pulling it that far, which would be cost prohibitive, I recommend that we approve their request to be released from the CCN so that they can obtain water from Aqua Texas. Mr. Dominguez, would you like to add anything to that?
I can show you right here on the map where it's at. It's way outside the city limit. About right here.
Oh, yeah.
It's about
Our
70 acres.
closest water line's gonna be up here by the Chisholm Trail Middle School, the Chisholm subdivision. Other than that, I mean, we're miles and miles away from any type of infrastructure in that direction.
Well, those existing developments, were they also in our CCN and?
That's a question.
They may have been at some point,
We
but
have
yeah,
a very large CCN.
yeah, it's huge. But if we can't serve, we can't provide service, they can request to withdraw from CC.
It's a little closer. It might be a different story, but we're not there yet.
Bridge too far. All right, there's any other discussion, questions? Not, do I have someone to make a motion to approve or deny the release of the CCM?
Make a motion to approve the release of the approximately 70.41 acres from the city of Rome CCN and have the developer transfer the property to Aqua Texas CCN.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, thank you very much. All right, at this time, moving on, do we have any other future agenda items that we need to add to what's already there? Other than your vacant property list? You gotta remember to add that.
And add the comprehensive plan for future summer.
Review, yeah. Got it? Anything else? You what?
Has anything come up or I missed something on the cleanup?
The right of ways,
Yes.
not yet.
Okay.
We're still working on that.
All right, with nothing further, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting's adjourned. It is now 6:30. Thank you all. That Carter.
Yeah, great.